I think it's very important. The two things here we as feminists have to look is that abortion cannot be defended only in the grounds of bodily autonomy, because I think it is a fragile argument, because it gives base for everything that is, they say it's bodily autonomy. So it has to be attached to a structure of oppression and the analysis of it. Because these authors defend the kind of thing that choice feminism defends, like bodily autonomy is to block puberty, is to prostitute yourself, to be a gestational work, and also to make an abortion. Everything would be bodily autonomy. And also, I think we must be careful with this argument of everything is work, that it is kind of tenet to Marxism, and it is very present in this analysis, because, of course, when we think of a capitalist production, and this is what feminists have shown with the sex division of labor, that women also produce a merchandise, in commas, that is essential to capitalist production. And it is in that sense that the authors here are putting gestational work in the way that it produces a merchandise. But we cannot reduce everything to work. I think that the flaw here is that although the things can contain work in the sense that it contains energy and time and things that we put in this productions, it is not reducible to work. Because if it is reducible to work, we will give basis to what is being put forward here. So what is being explained here is that it is only a work and it is only a product. And then they show lots of data on how much this kind of abortion and detachment from the children is not a trauma for many women, most not a trauma, which I don't know about this research, but anyway, it is an anti-feminist perspective, because it keeps revolving to the argument also that we have to listen to gestational workers that are kind of organized in itself, which is also not a Marxist approach, because today, if we listen to workers, or if we made a research, a poll on workers, they would definitely mostly not want communism, for example, or not want to I don't know, to abolish the private property. So I don't understand how someone can say that it is a Marxist approach and that you have to only listen to workers and that feminists don't listen to workers. And then you say everything is work, but you are actually reducing everything to work. And also this transhumanist and bodily autonomy approach, these were the main things that I think we should be careful, because they are actually arguments that are present both in Marxism, leftism, and also in feminism, but they are totally misplaced and distorted. And they come to this conclusion that in a utopian society, people will have children for everybody. And this would be the kind of full surrogacy. So this proposes that we listen to these workers in commas, and help them to organize. It including has some quotations of how can I say, cooperatives of these workers that are happening in India, for example, that the workers want to be in kind of a syndicate or a cooperative. And if this is put forward, that's the argument, if this is put forward, then we will come to this place of a common and communist liberated woman that will be available to give the children to, I don't know who, but I think the main thing here also is that it takes from this perspective of work, and it keeps looking at work and community, like this cooperative, syndicalization and everything, and it never looks to the buyer, which is the same thing as the approach they have on prostitution. You look at the organization of prostitutes and their syndicalization and things like that, but you don't question, in a feminist and even Marxist perspective, if it is legitimate and if it is valid in a utopian society, including, for people to want this kind of service or product, which is a baby in the case. So you are looking at the place of work and to organize and to cooperativize. And the parallel doesn't fit also because the cooperatives we have that are producing, for example, food, yes, they can be a location where workers will be more, I don't know, they are together and they are producing and they are equally dividing things and they are creating conscious of class. Okay, but they are producing food or products that can be even for themselves or for partners and for poor people, as happens here in Brazil, for example, many cooperatives. But in this case, you are producing babies. So there is no point of this being cooperative or not. And I am already finishing. So this is kind of the utopia presented. And I think the main points we have to look is this misplacement of Marxism and leftism and even feminism with the kind of bodily autonomy thing.